Hello everybody and welcome back to TrumpTube Media Network. Appreciate you visiting the channel and watching this. This one we're going is the Fire Fauci Act. Finally, somebody's... Trump pointed this out not long before he left office, that he had lost confidence in Fauci. Something was fishy with Fauci. Fishy. So, they were saying wear these masks. And so they want you to wear these. These right here. Now, do you really think this is going to protect you against... It even says on the box. Wow, I just realized, you notice this is brand new. I don't wear these masks. Because I believe that we're being lied to. I know we're being lied to. So, this ain't going to help you at all. If it was a virus like they say, and it is a virus, but if you're gonna offer protection, okay, it ain't gonna be this. For real protection, like this. Now, I can still speak through this. And this right here is a canister. This is the filter. Okay? This cap I pulled off is to protect the filter. It pops on here for when you're not using it. And this right here, it exhales. This is where you exhale the air out. So you're not breathing in your own carbon monoxide. So this would protect you. But would you see the whole world with these on? I mean, which way would you go? That or this? If you're really scared and you're really worried about it, you wouldn't be wearing this thing. You'd be wearing something like this if you're really serious about it. Now, these also come where you put this on and it, like I say, it keeps the filter clean. But these you can also take these off and replace with new filters. Okay? This is what the military uses when they feel that it's a biological or chemical issue or biological. So why are we wearing these? There are a lot of questions that need answers to them. And Fauci's already proven with these emails that he's been lying. We've had, our kids have missed over a year of school. Now, humans are creatures of habit. And if you take somebody out of school for a certain period of time, they're not going to want to go back to school. They're really not. Just like the work. I mean, you got jobs out there, but nobody wants to work because they're getting paid to stay home. And then the people that are working, they're working their butts off. And it's not fair. So the other thing I'd like to say is, with these kids being out of school, it's important that our kids get a good education. And I say, quote, good. There's another video that I did, I believe it's prior to this one, or one or two prior to this one. I'd like to refer you to a mom that speaks out against the school board, and her name is Tatiana. I'd suggest watching that. I'll actually link that at the end of this video. But this is very important that they're bringing a Fire Fauci Act. He needs to be fired. Now I'm gonna go over some of the things in this meeting that was addressed. Fauci lied and people died. And we also need to know out of these questions that are being asked or that need to be answered by Fauci and others, there needs to be a nonpartisan investigation into this, because this is very serious. I mean, this is for over a year. It's impacted jobs, employment, unemployment, emotional stress on people. It has just been crazy. They're afraid to leave their house. They're afraid to go to the store. They're afraid to, celebrate holidays. And there needs to be accountability. There has to be accountability. If these people that's in these positions of power that's doing this has no accountability, well, what's to stop them from doing anything? There's no accountability for their actions. The other thing we need to know is, if he was lying to the American people and to the world, who is he working for? What is his actual agenda? Look, it's people like this that I'm going to show you, and people like Tatiana. A lot of people are standing up and having their voice heard, and everyone needs to do it. If you just sit home and you're just collecting that free money while everybody else is working, and you're not saying something, you're not speaking out, if you don't want to speak out, that's fine. You're probably scared to. Most people are afraid to. However, if you are, at least support the people like the Fauci Act and the Tatiana about the school and our kids. At least help support them. Okay, I'm not asking you to give money, but share it. Share it on all your platforms, and tell your friends about it. Have them look it up. Let's get to the video and show some of the things it said. And I can't believe what the press guy says. We'll address that here shortly.
Thank you for coming, everyone. This is an important issue that we need to talk. The American people have endured terrible things over the past year due to the shutdowns from COVID-19. And I'm very proud to sponsor the Fauci Act, and I'm grateful to my colleagues here for co-sponsoring this bill, because the American people deserve answers. The Fauci Act will bring Dr. Fauci's salary down to zero, and also will require the Senate to confirm someone to fill his position. You see, Dr. Fauci was not elected by the American people. He was not chosen to guide our economy. He was not chosen to rule over parents and their children's education. But yet, Dr. Fauci very much controlled our lives for the past year. Dr. Fauci, there is a lot of information that needs to come out on him. And as you all have seen with the emails that came out, that he owes the American people a lot of answers, but he also owes the world a lot of answers. These are emails that are very important that you all need to make sure that you're sharing with the public, because the public has suffered greatly. Businesses have closed, small businesses have suffered. People have truly been depressed, health consequences. People have died alone in hospitals and nursing homes. Children's education has been delayed by a year. And then we even witness suicide numbers going up, not in just adults, but young people, people in college, children in high school, children in middle school, and even younger. This isn't how our country was set up, and this is not how people should be governed. But yet it's Dr. Fauci, and through his advice that constantly changed, that is how things happened. You see, there's a lot of evidence, and answers need to be found, and answers need to be given. And the American people deserve the answers, and accountability should be held for Dr. Fauci and all of those involved. And if American tax dollars went to the Wuhan lab and indeed funded this virus, which it's very clearly coming out that this is very much a man-made virus, a man-made virus in a lab that has sickened the world and caused people to die. You see, people are really tired of there never being anyone held accountable, never anyone being fired. And that's why it's time to fire Dr. Anthony Fauci and give answers to the American people who, I mind you, this is the government that should be serving them, not the other way around.
And it's hard to believe, but he's admitted that he fudged his own answers about what level would constitute herd immunity. He said, well, I didn't think the public was ready for that number, so I gave them a different number, and now I'm going to give a different number. And never in between there did the science change. So we need to fire Fauci. We need to do the investigation of the National Institute of Allergies and Infectious Diseases. And my hat is off to Ron DeSantis, who saw through this fraud early on. Florida chose freedom over Fauci. Governor DeSantis banned Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx from coming to Florida and speaking to the government employees there and giving the imprimatur of the federal government to force these private businesses and schools to close.
All the while, he stood by and allowed President Trump to be demonized for even suggesting that it came from China or that it originated in that lab. China gave us the virus and has left us with lasting effects. The only thing worse than an overpaid, unelected bureaucrat is an overpaid, unelected bureaucrat that doesn't tell the truth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please cover his emails. Get the truth out. Let's not divide people with politics over a virus that has killed people. Let's bring America together in healing this nation by finally holding someone accountable and helping people. Thank you very much. Yes.
Alex Nazarian from Yahoo News. You call it the China virus. You suggest that it's a bioweapon. There's no evidence of any of that, and we're also in the middle of a spate of attacks against Asian Americans. Aren't you just feeding that pretty irresponsibly?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you're not going to turn this into something else. This is a virus that killed all kinds of people. It has nothing to do with anyone's race or ethnicity. It has nothing to do with any of that. So no, not at all. Yes.
Let me follow up.
Oh, sure.
Let's be real clear about something. I'm very disturbed that you would even ask that kind of question. Chinese Americans are not necessarily members of the Chinese Communist Party. Understand that the Communist Chinese Party rejects virtually every provision in what is known as our Bill of Rights. Recognize that the Chinese Communist Party does not believe in the kind of republic that we believe in. And for you to associate the Communist Chinese Party with Chinese Americans, as you have done, I would submit is egregious and wrong. But with respect to bioweapons, Marjorie Taylor Greene asked a really good question. Now, I serve on the House Armed Services Committee and on the Science, Space, and Technology Committee. Ask yourself, America, this question. When we talk about gain of function, let's be a little bit more specific about what we're talking about here. We're talking about a dangerous virus being changed so that it is much more communicable, meaning people are much more likely to get it, and or it becomes much more deadly. Now, why would any country do that with a virus to make it more contagious and make it more deadly, if not for militarization purposes? And if you look at the Communist Chinese Party's background and its relationship with the military, it leads you but to one logical conclusion.
Thank you.
Wow, that's awesome. I love it. He really let that reporter have it. It doesn't have anything to do with the Chinese American people at all. It's just, here we go with the media. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to leave a link to the entire report down below so you can watch it in its entirety. However, they're very right. However, they're absolutely right. There has to be accountability. This can't be a Hillary Clinton email when nothing ever happened.
What difference at this point does it make?
But there has to be accountability for these people's actions. And you're talking about, okay, When stopping his pay, he needs to come out of office and he needs to be accountable for what happened. So I hope you enjoyed this report and you got something out of it. Like I said, I'll leave the link below. And we'll have our store open soon where you can get all kind of products and stuff that can help support the channel. This is actually a lot of work, especially as quickly as all this stuff is coming out. I had another video that I'd already mostly done. I had to scratch it because this was kind of close to it, and had to start and redo it all over again. But that's okay. I'm here to inform you, and if I have to do that, if something's more important or has better facts, then I'm going to put it out there so that you get the best content there is. And I want to thank everybody again for watching, and if you will, support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing it on your social media, everywhere. Because after this, and like they're saying, you know, you can't say anything about that stuff. And of course, I ain't said nothing, they said it. But I'm bringing it to you. A lot of people standing up. And things should start getting done. And love your neighbor. Instead of what they're trying to do is make us hate each other. You know, if we work together to get things done, man, what could we accomplish? So much more. If people would take the effort, put it towards positive like God wants us to, instead of all the negativity. The only reason why this is negativity is because we are fighting. And this is what God wants us to do. You know, they take God out of schools and everything else. We keep working on this and we keep hitting it. We can turn this country around. And that's what we're here trying to do. Anyway, God bless everyone. Talk to you in the next video. Like, subscribe, and share. See you guys.